What happened there?
I have no idea.
It just glitched out.
Yeah, it just shut down the Zoom. It shut down. Just closed the
YouTube,
stream
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just started up the YouTube again. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go back. Better not do that again. Right. We have to wait for everybody to join now again. While we see pound yen coming down over here.
I'm looking at this. Obviously, I know I was looking for buys, but the 1 hour did kind of close below like 570. Definitely gave an opportunity to come down to the support.
Yep. Yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. Oh, did you get in sales? Sorry.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe sales obviously makes sense based off of the low that we could retest, but I kind of wanted to see rejections from this previous level before looking for downside. So that's why I'm probably going to be looking for sales below 360. But let me yeah, we'll come back to that, because then if we're below 360, that's below the 4-hour low. So then at that point I could be quite happy to say that we should continue down, rather than that we're going to come down to where the previous 4-hour candle rejected and we do the same thing to go bullish. So yeah, let's get everybody back on. Oh, I think everybody is back on. Right, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there. The computer just completely bugged out, and it basically just cut off the YouTube. So I'm sorry about that. Can people see my screen? Can people see my screen on the YouTube? Because it's on
Yeah,
my.
I'm on YouTube too. I can see it.
You sure? My phone's bugging out. It's not. Well, let's make sure that we're working here. Bloody hell, someone's come on already to dislike it. Wow, okay. They just wasted that. They're just wasting their time, so fools on them. Right. Okay. Right, everybody can see my screen. Everyone happy? Cool. So we were discussing gold. That was the last thing we were talking about, was gold. So you can see gold potentially starting to create that rejection. Right. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. I think if this gold 15-minute can close like a weak bearish, and then you get lower time frame closes above 1800, you can look to continue that move on gold. So you basically want to see lower time frame closes above here, because this is your breakout area. This is support being formed. You get lower time frame closes above here. That's your target. 4-hour level. Right. Right. Let's go back to pound yen. Sorry. So, yes, we can see that pound yen is obviously moving bearish. Everybody says you are missing potential sells on pound yen. I'm quite happy to miss potential sells on pound yen at this very minute, just because I'm looking at the daily, and obviously daily is bullish, right? That's the first of all. And we have not come up to 156.850 yet. So we got weekly is currently bullish. We've got daily, which is also currently bullish. We've got 4-hour, which is currently bearish. But the reason why I'm going to be looking for sells below 156.360 is because that is the low of the previous 4-hour candle. And since the previous 4-hour candle closed bullish, right? I'm looking at, okay, we could potentially find rejection, right, and then start to go that way again, and then push up to this area, or even push back into this range and target this. If we're not going to do that, right, if we're not going to do that, then we will break down below the previous 4-hour low, right? We'll break down below that. We can break down below 136.350, or we'll create a pullback and a resistance to form, and then we'll break down below this level, and then you can use your fresh zone from the market open as a target, right? But obviously at the end of the day, you know, you have to think about where we are higher time frame. You know, yes, right now, structurally wise, you know, we can have sales coming down, right? You can have this retest of the low, but if you think about it logically, where is this above? What is that above? It's above the previous highs, right? So we're already creating support above previous highs. We could wick potentially anywhere in this area and still go bullish to create more buyers liquidity and drive price up and finish the candle like this. You could also be correct in thinking that we may create resistance here on the 4-hour below the structure, right? You can have resistance below here and us come back down to this level, right? But let's go to the lower time frame right now, right? You can see 1 hour. So this 1 hour candle, the 6 a.m. 1 hour candle, yeah, it did break this support, right? But then we had this other 1 hour support right here, okay? And yes, we're coming down at the minute, but what's not to say that we could create a support again and then look to push back up? Well, we could, and then that would be what? The 4-hour candle flipping at that point. Good morning, Sharif. In 4-hour has a really small wick. Yeah, it's a small wick, but it still rejected a certain level. It's about a 20 pip wick, and then it drove up 20 pips. Now, since we're breaking below the previous 4-hour low, yeah, it does make now more sense to say that we're coming down, right? But we got all of this to play with as a target, rather than trying to take more difficult sells in here for us to still finish off a 4-hour candle like that, right? So since we're at a lower time frame support right now on the 30-minute potential rejection area, we want to be a little bit careful at this point. You know, we can see the 15-minute candle close, but we have a support right here, so we can't know whether, you know, we're going to break the support and continue down yet, or whether we're going to reject this area, right? So we want to kind of wait and see what happens at this point. You know, if you look about as well where volume came from, or where did buying volume come from, it came from this area, right? Because you can see, because we had this candle pushing up, we had a pullback, support formed above previous structure to continue. So the move came from here. This is your original break of range, but the volume continued from that point, which is the support that we're at now. So I want to see some form of a pullback and continuation to say that we're coming down to these levels. But at that point, after that, if we get bullish candles, you know, that start to push us back up. If we get, you know, we could have a candle do something like this. You know, at that point then that the 4-hour is rejecting that area, and then where makes more sense for us to drive all the way back up to fill the range, something like that. We may have a support formed here like this with a weaker candle, and then you can have the next candle giving us further downside, right? Which is therefore where we would look for trades below this kind of area here, and then using this as a target point to make sense. Does that make sense, everybody? You know, if you wanted to be in sells, then your opportunity was on the 6 a.m. closure, right? I knew there was an opportunity, but is that going to be my first trade of the week when we have a previous bullish 4-hour candle, and knowing that we had this rejection area around 450 and 360? So for me, it's going to be better to wait and then see how it reacts to this area and see if we can get sells below that level. But right, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. Because we got what? We got 1 dislike. I can't believe someone waited till I come all the way back on after it cut out to just dislike it. But hey, each to their own, I suppose. But they just wasted their own time, nobody else's. Because everybody else here trying to learn, right? Everybody else here trying to learn. But yeah, no, I'm not missing out on anything. I'm not missing out on anything. Because this is not the play that I want to take right now. Like this candle right here, if this was, if we didn't have this support to the left, then I would be considering sells based off what I've just seen, off the structure point, etc. You know, but right now, nothing. Even this 5-minute candle would have given you a shout, but you know, we've only moved like 8 since then. That's not really what I'm going to be looking for, so to speak. I want to see sells below this area to tell me that we're going to continue down and we're not going to find rejection for the 4 hour to make its way back up. In fact, I've had this situation many times, and you know, I've taken some form of a sell just purely based on a break of a range, but the 4 hour seems to somehow find its way of moving back up. And I've always like, okay, what do I need? What should I have seen? Well, would have seen a rejection to the upside first, and then for this to start coming down. You know, we would probably wanted to have seen rejections from these kind of levels to then come down, right? But obviously, if this is now our fresh resistance, we will break below this support eventually and continue down. Otherwise, we can just find rejection just because we broke the 4 hour low as well. There's not a guarantee we're going down, but it's now a signal that potentially trend is because we're failing to break the high, right? But 4 hour candle still got like what, 2.5 hours left, so
yeah, like I was saying, like I've had a few times before where I've been getting in the bottom wick, even though I do expect it to kind of retest that whole level, still get in and get fleeced and just heads up. So it's probably best waiting, you know.
Yeah.
Got this support here. I think better sales obviously just going to be below 360.
Yeah, 350,
Key range
360.
down
Yeah.
to the next range, so it's good.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I'm Joey. I'm considering a small buy. I think if you're gonna want to take a buy, you're gonna need to wait for a support to form, buddy. Because if you take buys now, where are you realistically gonna place your stop? Previous 4 hour candle low's already been broken. That would always be a sensible place to place a stop. It's been broken. Just randomly below this support is going to be very tricky, because you could have the next 30 minute start pushing down anywhere into here and then flip and respect and create a rejection, which is what you kind of want to see for upside. So it'd be better to wait for something like that and give yourself a shot pushing back up to the highs and then up to here, rather than just taking buys aimlessly kind of in this area, you know. Or you want to see like maybe structural closes back above here, above like 450, you know, like a close like that coming into more volume, and then you know you can look to push back to previous structure, back to previous high and whatnot. So how's gold getting on? So gold's just pulling back at this point. 15-minute candle closed bearish, new 15-minute candles pulling back. So nothing really going on with gold, but like I said, lower time frame closes above 1800, 1805 should be an easy move. Thank you. I guess it's just FOMO. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you don't want to be getting any FOMO. You know, you need to wait for confirmation in any way that you know, technically confirmation for sells. Yeah, it would have been that candle because you broke the range. That's a confirmation that you have a break of structure, break of range. However, you run into problems here, you run into problems here. You had to fight the previous 4-hour candle being very bullish. So I think what makes more sense to me is to say, okay, let's wait for a bit of structure to form, maybe a lower high, maybe, you know, a pullback, and then a continuation of movement below structure, below support. Okay, then I'll happily take sells coming down. But apart from that, where are we at right now? Am I gonna sell it here? No, because of what's here. Would I have sold, you know, from here just to there? It doesn't really seem worth it. So I wanted more confirmation to say we're going down, you know. But this early pullback is fine, you know, because London Open volume can reject us to the downside to start coming back up, or we could have a pullback for rejections to the upside at previous key structure points to continue us down. So it's just a matter of just patience and waiting. Take a look at the 5-minute time frame, see what's going on. So obviously we are creating a minor support, but we have to wait and see how the 30-minute closes. Got the 15-minute still open as well. I wouldn't take sells though if this 30-minute just decides to close below. I would then have to wait to see some form of a pullback into this area lower time frame. I want to probably see rejections from previous structure point, and then for us to create some form of a wick that will drive us down, you know, and then break below whatever closure we get. But we're gonna wait and see anyway. We've still got like 3 minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. Let's get some likes on the stream here, guys. Just dropping straight knowledge, all free knowledge. Let's get some likes over here. Let's get some likes over here. 15-minute candle now flipping bullish. But yes, the fact that we've broken the previous 4-hour low is an indication that we could continue down. But now we're looking for continuation. Now we're looking for confirmation of continuation, right? But remember, it's only Monday, right? First day of the week. You want to start the week off in the right way. We also need to think of a giveaway that we're going to do.
At 2K.
What, at 2K followers? Subscribers?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think that's kind of what I was thinking. 2K subs and we'll do a giveaway. Yeah, so that make sure everybody subscribe to the YouTube there, guys. Because I think we are going to do a giveaway at 2K, but I'm not sure what yet. But it'll be anyone who subscribes. So even if you subscribe now or when I announce the competition, it doesn't really make a difference. As long as you're subscribed, you'll get that opportunity to be entered into the competition. But we do always like a nice little competition, don't we? So we're going to wait to see how the 30-minute candle closes over here. 15-minute candle is obviously flipping back bullish, but it's not really meaning anything. It just means that we're having a little reaction of the support. Wherever this 15-minute candle closes will create the wick for the 30-minute candle. But you know, look now where we're starting to find rejection. Same area we had volume of buys. So this is why you want to be very careful trying to take sells. Yet. Otherwise, this structure here, this lower high on the 15, yeah, that would have been my good shout. But we had this strong level that made up the move during Asian. So I'm not going to try and fight that just yet without solid confirmation. So you had the 30-minute candle that almost in a way feels like it rejected this area. But we're going to wait and see anyway, because we've got 7:30 candle now just opening up. So for buys, I'd probably want to see a further retest of this area, and then a break above this area right here, and then I think at that point we can have a trade coming up to this resistance, see if we can go break even, and then see if we can push it to 850s. But for sells, I'd want to see a resistance being formed at that point, some form of a resistance, or you wait for lower time frame closures below here. I'll put it right here. Lower time frame closures below 350, and then this is going to be your target. And then that would become your target based off the fresh 4-hour correction of the market open, etc, etc. Is your 1-hour candle still open? Right? And then look where we're finding rejection. Well, within this wick area, currently on the 1 hour. So we're tapping into this zone, so we're gonna have to wait. Patience. But if you get closures, you know, below 350, lower time frame, you could argue it's worth a shot, right? Since you have the 4-hour break in the previous 4-hour low, you then have the 1-hour candle breaking below that rejection point. You then have the 30-minute breaking this support at 360, right? And then you have the 15-minute breaking further lows to continue. But you're gonna have to wait. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get those likes up. How did gold close over here? So gold closed, but it's still respecting this previous range. So at that point now, it's just the same process. You're now still waiting for a break above this resistance at 1800 to look for that continuation. Right? If you're looking for sells, you probably want to wait until you have a closure back inside the range. Even then, still obviously more risky to look for a sell based off of the bullish bias. But we may well pull back to here before we generate more buying liquidity for maybe New York to continue us back up. So obviously we just want to wait and see. But yeah, buys above 1800 make a lot of sense. This area right here, buys above 1800.
I'll make a drink back in a minute.
Yeah, sure, mate. Any questions from everybody? Everybody happy with what we've discussed, the analysis, etc.? Because if you was looking for sells, your opportunity was from there to there. Absolute maximum in my opinion, because you have no confirmation that we're coming down here yet. So it would be very risky to try and take that sell there, put stop there, and try and swing it all the way down to here without some form of a confirmation first. But you know, you had like a smaller opportunity down with the clean traffic to the left to the support, but apart from that, you know, you can't say that we're going down. You know, once that 30-minute candle closed, I mean, you know, you're looking for some form of a resistance to form to continue down. Okay, yeah, you had an opportunity there, but then you have support to the left hand side, so that's going to be very tricky. So for sells, you know, we want to see this fresh structure being respected, right? These are your fresh structure. You know, this is your break of your 30-minute range. You now have this fresh resistance that's been formed that pushed this candle down. So we kind of want to see respect of these two areas if we're going that way higher time frame. If we don't respect this and we start pushing back up and breaking above, then we know what's going to happen based off of our higher time frame, like I discussed. Have you ever tried your strategy on US 30? No, I haven't. I looked at it for a while, but not like didn't even attempt to try it because it was quite complicated. But I haven't tried it on that. I haven't tried my way of looking at things on US 30. No. Do you trade US 30 then, I presume? And the other thing about this current 30-minute, this previous 30-minute, sorry, that just closed, is it, in theory, we didn't really break that kind of structure point. We just had a rejection here, but we didn't really break down and close, you know, below that even previous structure point where we can see there was a resistance and support formed. Right? Yeah, we broke here, but we didn't really break that zone. But not really too much of a, you know, problem either way for buyers or sellers. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, US 30 is a lot of volume, so probably a really good pair to trade. But there's a lot of it's a very hard pair to trade, 100%. And obviously, it's kind of only best to trade during MY hours, in my opinion, which is obviously not my current trading hours. So it's not really on the cards for me yet. Gold, you can get away with trying to play some plays in London some days. Other days are going to be more tricky. But you can, in theory, get away with some gold trades during London. But US 30, I'm pretty sure, would be pretty much all MY driven volume, or a very great majority of it. A very great majority would be what do you call it? New York volume. So we can see at the minute nothing really happening for buys or sells. Yeah, nothing really going on at the minute. So I'm probably going to wait for this 15-minute candle to close, go make a drink, and then we'll see what's up. Okay, M15 forms support and is holding above 156,400. Yep, it's holding above 156,400. If price breaks the wick lows at 156,350, it sells to continue down to 156. Yeah, I think if you get lower time frame closes below 350, then obviously sells are gonna make more sense. Yep, we said that. We've spoken about that. That is what I'm looking for personally, for price to continue down, but we're not sure what's going on yet, because we could still very much go bullish, you know, but we don't know yet, so that's why we're gonna wait. But yeah, no, you're right, you could take sales below the wick if you wanted to. That's not the type of entry I'll be taking. You know, it's not necessarily a break of the wick, but for me, if I see lower time frame closes below the support at 350, it does make sense for us to continue back down to 156, because we have this clean ass range for about 35 pips all the way back down to 156. So yes, that does make sense, but we need confirmation. Probably I would have thought with open volume we will continue down. Agree. I find 15-minute candle less reliable than 30-minute candles. Yes, they are less reliable. That is correct. Yeah, because like I said, we can have this next 30-minute, find rejection in here again, and then start driving back up second half. So we want to be very careful about trying to short kind of in this vicinity. You know, we want to be waiting for sells below this support to say that we're going down. You know what I'm saying? 50-minute candle's got around a minute 50 left. Yeah, so I'd want to see a break below 156.350 ideally. Yeah, would be the closure for me, I think. Yeah, because what's happening now is not really good enough. Even if we create resistance here, you could very much wick down and do this. You know, we could very much do that. So it's very tricky to tell at this point. How's gold getting on? It looks like gold is trying to push back inside the range, but I'd be very, very careful about if anyone's trying to get into a sell position. Be a very impulsive kind of decision. I'd personally want to wait for this 1 hour candle to close, get the 1 hour candle closing back inside the range, then I think you have the opportunity to push back down. Otherwise, other than that, it's very much still in this consolidation. Sorry, it's very much still could easily respect this and do that and push back up with a wick, which is kind of what you want to see for buys anyway, and then a candle breaking above there. So I'd be very, very careful. So 15-minute candle closed like a weak bullish candle. It's still respecting this current downside market structure. So it's obviously something that we want to take into consideration. Would you take an impulse sell as price passes 156.350, or would you wait for closes below as confirmation? I would wait for closes below as confirmation, but it can be lower time frame, so it could be It could be 5-minute breaks of this level. It could be 15-minute candle close. You could even wait for the 30-minute candle closure. But in my opinion, you need to wait for one of those as a minimum. Yeah, that is what I'd want to wait for as a minimum. May even get this 30-minute breaking below through 50. It's just a much cleaner range. I mean, look how much issues you had within this area. If you were looking for sells below here, you had support, this area, this level. You know, it was just danger all across the board. Once we get below here, you have just clean ass moves. So you can see the 30-minute candle starting to break down at this point, which is pretty good. 1 hour candle also looking like it wants to close below. So if we're gonna start rejecting, we could find rejection anywhere in here with this current 15 that could look like that. But that's why, unless you get lower time frame closes, that may happen. But if you get lower time frame closes, then it makes sense for this to continue with the momentum that it's driving down in. So that's another thing you want to obviously pay attention to. You know, how are these 5 minutes going to close? How is this candle going to close up, so to speak? So if we're going to reject to start going bullish, then this is the type of rejection that we wanted to see, where it came back into the zone and then started to go back bullish. But we don't know yet. I'm just saying as an example, because then we'd be rejecting this low, failing to break lower, and then moving bullish. But obviously on the flip side, if we break below these lows with confirmation, then yeah, okay, we're going to continue down, right? But I was just saying, for example, this is a good area to reject if we're going to go up. Look at that 5 minute. Come on guys, we've got 20 people up in the 22 people in the stream here. We should have 22 likes as a minimum. Minimum. Oh, we've got 2 of you that don't like it. So the 2 of you that are watching that don't like it, that's very poor. It's poor behavior. You shouldn't be here if you don't like something. Trying to teach people, trying to spread free knowledge. We're going to see how this 5 minute sets up. Oh, look at that 5 minute candle. We've got 24 people here. Amazing. Starting to get some numbers back that we used to have. Used to have around 50 people. 50 people would be an average day. 50 people would be average, and then we had maybe like
Over 100.
yeah, 100 at one point. Yeah, it's because I took some time off, let some other people think that they can come on and make a name, but H is back now, so yeah, exactly what we wanted to see for the 30-minute for upside rejection of the lows. You can see now the 30-minute is breaking above its own high, potentially. Not guaranteed, but obviously we're just observing what's going on at the minute. It's quite a cool song, this song. We are unique. I like this song. Somehow I'm gonna try and add this to the playlist. We are unique. Okay, we have to try and look out for that. Okay, nice. So this is the price action that we kind of wanted to see for more of an upside move. So you can see the 1 hour now is doing what? It's currently respecting this support, this structure at the minute. 4 hour as well, finding rejection, right? Everybody that tried to fight this previous 4 hour candle is now starting to realize why it was very tricky at the start. And understand how little we have to move for this 4 hour candle to flip, 15, 16 pips. And then we can head all the way back up to 850. You know, buys have always made more sense, but sells, of course, made sense based off the current break of structure, right? So we're just waiting for the 7 minutes over here. Maybe we can get a nice move coming into London Open based off of this 30-minute closure. Because if I get the 30-minute closing back above this structure point, then you have an opportunity to fill the range and continue up at that point. Using this as a break-even target and for us to continue makes a lot of sense, right? If we respect this level as support but don't close back above our original range, well, what does that mean? Well, that means we can easily still do that, because we can create a resistance during open time and then retest this current low that's been formed. That's what we can do. So this is why the patience is what's really going to pay. Now if we do have a trade above 156,600, the stop is going to be about 22 pips, so probably going to need like a one lot position on that, and then look for that full continuation up to 156,850. That's what I'm planning here today. If I can get this closure, if I can get this closure above 0.600, then that's what I'll be looking for that continuation up to 156,850. However, if we just respect this area, close bullish and stay below 156,600, then I mean until we break down still below 350, I wouldn't be looking for any sells till we get confirmation, further confirmation of sells. These tunes, man, they're hilarious. Hey Kelsey, if you've got your YouTube up, you got to listen to this current one.
Yeah, I'll jump on it quick.
These tunes are honestly just hilarious. Yeah, so the only things we kind of want to be careful about this particular week, we don't have any pound news, so to speak, this week really, but what we do have is a lot of market news based around Brexit, and obviously we can still have more of, you know, the talks around interest rate hikes, right? So those are the kind of the key things that we need to be paying attention to for the minute. Doing it again. This is cracking me up, this song.
Yeah, I listened to it. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, last few minutes of the 30-minute candle now. So last 5 minutes could definitely give us a direction now at this point, coming and leading into open. One hour is respecting support as it stands. So we're gonna wait and see what happens nearer the time. Let's take a look at gold. So yeah, looks like gold is trying to pull back into the range. So I mean, if it were me, I would not really want to take sells, to be honest. It doesn't really make sense, because if anything, you know, we can reject anywhere and then continue with this hard time frame bullish. Yeah, we could pull back to here and you had that short-term sell opportunity, but then once we break above 1800, you'll have that push to the upside. So in effect, it might be better to just wait for that. I don't really like the idea of trying to take a sell unless you start to create resistance back inside the range, which we haven't necessarily done yet. Then it wouldn't really make a lot of sense. It's a very risky type of position, trying to sell back into that range. Any further question, guys, on the YouTube?
Yeah, I'm definitely eyeing these up. I see what you're saying. Obviously, we could easily come up to 600 and reject.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if stops were put below 1 hour, I might wait for a bottom wick to form, and then as we start flipping up, I might be in it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
close.
It's completely up to you. I mean, yeah, I mean,
the 1 hour is still bearish at the moment, so
yeah, no, I wouldn't be buying if this candle just closes where it is. It'd have to be a closure back above the range, and then, you know, we know that the 4 hour flip is around 650. So, you know, if we got a closure back above 600, what's the likelihood this 4 hour candle is going to flip with open? It's very likely, isn't it? You know, where we find a rejection, same kind of area, where it makes sense, fill the wick at 750 and then continue up to 850. You know, but unless we get that, it's very difficult to say that we're gonna do that. You know, at the minute, in theory, while we're below 600, your bias will be sells based off of the current structure. You know, but it makes sense for it to do so. So we got around a minute left. If this 30-minute candle can close above 0.600 in this last minute, then I'm going to execute buys for price to continue up to 156.850. I think we did really well today. We did not get sucked in to the sells. We've waited. We've got 50 seconds left for a confirmation. 40 seconds, and then I think we can should have a nice trade coming up to 156.850. I think here today is gonna be the way forward, unless we obviously respect 0.600, which is then gonna mean we could reject and then whatnot. So gonna have to wait at that point. You know, we'd want to see that 1 hour closure above, 30-minute closure above. So we've got like what, 10 seconds here left. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna get a closure above. We're gonna have to wait right to the beat. Beautiful. I got in buys, yep.
Bit of a slip though.
Oh, looks like we could be going break even real soon. Oh, I've already got 7 pips. You guys can see six pips there, 7 pips. So yeah, I'll be going break even once we move up to 0.700, but I'm alright with it coming back down to make a bottom wick. I'm okay with the 30-minute coming back down to make a bottom wick. because it makes a lot of sense. 1 hour candle close back above the 1 hour support. So once we actually break above 0.700, it makes a lot of sense for us to continue bullish. 4 hour candle did actually flip at that point. Had like 7 pips real quick. So I would have got stopped to break even if not. But obviously it could make a bottom wick and then still continue. So that's what I'm allowing it to do basically at this point.
I was waiting to see if it closed with no top wick or not.
Yeah.
Before I knew it, it was already a pump.
And now it's coming down. Yeah, and as long as we respect 0.100, 600 with the current 30-minute, we should continue driving up. But that was just a very quick move to the upside. It did not hit my break even or anything like that yet. It was a very quick squeeze with London Open, but when she let that kind of first 5-minute candle settle down, then we should give a bit more of a clearer direction. But I think upside just makes so much sense at this point, based off where we closed on the 1 hour, where we closed on the 30-minute as well. Obviously, if we're going to manage risk, then that's perfectly fine. Stops are way down below the 30-minute candle, so we just want to see how the 30-minute candle closes basically. But downside doesn't really make sense. We can wick anywhere down into this area, but if I get lower time frame closes below 450, yeah, then I'm going to exit that trade. But right now we can create a wick, drive up to 700 and then continue, which is what I'm expecting here. Would the Germany red news in an hour have much impact? Probably not. Probably not. No, I wouldn't have thought so. That would impact the euro a lot more than compared to pound. Yeah, so once we move back up to 0.700, I'm going to put my stops to break even and then going to let the position run all the way up to 156.850. But yeah, first 5 minutes London Open volume, you just want to let that kind of settle down a little bit here. But yeah, I would expect upside at this point now. Upside just makes so much more sense than downside, right? If it closes at 600, when are you going to put it in when it creates the bottom wick? Oh no, I just entered in right before the open just so I could, just in case we just ran off to 850, So like when I'm in a trade, like I'm okay with entering in on the close rather than saying I'm going to wait for this bottom wick, I'm going to do this. Sometimes I can, sometimes I do wait for the bottom wick, other times I just get in. But because it's London Open volume, I know that we can just run off. So that's why I got in, just based off of the closure, understanding that we should get to here as a minimum before we go break even, right? Obviously there's no guarantee the trade's going to work out, but it just made a lot of sense based off our higher time frame plays, right? Yeah, now have a support formed, rejection. 4 hour candle did flip bullish. Obviously it's made a small top wick, but obviously I'm looking for that extension of the move based off of the 4 hour plays, right? 1 hour can drive deep as much as it wants to, and then go up. But what I'm looking for is obviously that continuation. First 5 minutes, obviously doing that at the minute, it's okay. If I get lower time frame breaks below 450, yeah, then I'm going to be out of that position, right? Because it wouldn't make sense at that point. That's where the buy volume came from leading into open. But any pullback down is just going to, in theory, be a bottom wick on the 30-minute. So we hope, right? But it didn't. It literally was a half a pip from my break even, because you guys saw I had like 6-7 pips, right? So at 0.700 was my break even, auto break even. So it didn't actually hit that.
It's the same for me. It
happened way too quick.
It kind of tapped it. Well, I didn't have my break even set, so it's like.
Nah, neither did I.
Just got off the trading view.
Yeah, I mean, I would have moved it to break even had it have tapped 0.700, because that's where you have a break even target in mind. If it doesn't hit it, it doesn't hit it, right? You got to stick to what you got to stick to it. Okay. Yeah, I sent that before the new hours. Sorry, that's alright, no problem. Connor Monty, you were buying straight into a strong resistance. I'm waiting for a 15-30 minute closure above the zone. Would have been easier because now it's rejecting pretty hard. It's not really rejecting that hard, it's just pulling back a little bit because it's London Open volume, right? It's not really too big of a deal, 30 minute needs to make a bottom wick for us to continue moving bullish. But it's a resistance, but look at your higher time frames. What made sense based off of the previous 4-hour candle upside. That's just your analysis. If you want to take buys above 700, that's up to you. I mean, like that's a good way of looking for buys. But my analysis was straight up. Okay, if I get a closure back above 600, I have an opportunity to push to 850, but using this level as a break even area. I haven't got that break even yet. That's all it was. It moved so quick. I had like 7 pips, right? Half a pip more, and I could have been break even. So that's my analysis. And I'm going to stick to that. I've taken this sort of trade many a times, and it's played out many a times for me. So that's why I stick to that. If it was a hard rejection, we'd be coming all the way back down, but we're not coming down. We just reacted to a level when we initially pushed up with open. That's not to say this is this trade's guaranteed going to work out. I'm not saying it's guaranteed going to work out, but it made sense to me. This is my analysis, right? I agree that in these ranges we get a lot of volatility. We can get a lot of this going on before we get to here, and I'm okay with that. It's all about your comfortability level, right? $50-minute candle now coming back bullish. It's pretty good. 5-minute trying to move up. Also pretty good. Obviously what we want to see this 5-minute candle breaking above 0.600 again to give us more upside confirmation. But like I said, until we start breaking down below 450, we're not going down. Unless we break below 450, then we're not going down. If we get the 30-minute candle closing back below 600, then I just close the trade because it doesn't make sense. And at this point we're just floating around my entry. The chart is looking awesome. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. How's gold doing? Yeah, it's just kind of there, here nor there, is it? Yeah, we have to see how this 5-minute candle closes, of course. Obviously, I don't particularly want it to do what it's doing right now. It does seem like a little bit of a rejection, so yeah, that's okay. Not that I look at the 1 minute, but let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, we just need obviously clearly a break above 0.620 on the 1 minute. A little bit of consolidation here. Lack of volume maybe. 5 minutes still create a support, so we just need the new 5 minute to close back inside the range, because in theory, yeah, then if we do start to create resistance, but yeah, I'm still sticking to the analysis that I've got. But they're so annoying though that it didn't literally moved that half a pip more, and I would have 100% put stops to break even straight away.
Yeah, you're only going to be saying that if you take a loss though. Like if this comes
Yeah.
up, you'll be like, I'm glad I didn't tap into it.
Yeah, no, that's right. If it does end up continuing, then I'll be pleased. If it doesn't, then obviously then you say the other way.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. That's just how it goes. No, you're right. You're right what you're saying. I mean, we can still have this 15-minute close below and the 30-minute still respect. You know, we can still have that. Right, in a minute, I'm going to have to quickly run upstairs. In a minute or so. But I really need to keep an eye on this trade, don't I? But yeah, I think you're going to get cleaner moves above 700. That I agree with. You're going to get cleaner moves above 700. But right now, like, we have an opportunity to get to 700. Well, for me, we do anyway. Five-minute pushing back inside the range. Pretty good, pretty good. Right, bear with me guys, 1 second. Okay guys, right, in a second I'm gonna have to run inside for a minute, but we're just floating around the entry for the most part here. But yeah, I'm afraid we're gonna have to end the stream real soon. So, but hopefully this trade will start playing out in a minute, and then we can get our stops to break even and then not even worry about it. I'm gonna wait to see how this 5-minute candle closes, then we'll have to run inside on a quick one, and then I'll be back to close off the stream. Gotta be somewhere this morning. Gotta be somewhere. Busy, busy, busy. Busy, busy, busy. Yeah, we really want to see this 5-minute candle stay above this current rejection at 0.600. That's what we want to see. So obviously it's struggling a little bit, but we'll see. Still plenty of time. Like I said, until I get lower time frame closes below 450, not concerned whatsoever. I just think there's not really volume at the minute. Yeah, there's just a bit of a lack of volume at the minute. 1 minute as well, you can see that 1 minute is just pure consolidating, so there's not really volume. I was expecting volume and then you get no volume. But I think once we get this 5-minute closing above, then the next one should continue. I think that's all it's just kind of needing here at the minute. But yeah, you can see on the 1 minute that we're clearly just consolidating, failing to break highs at the moment. But that's not too bad. We just want to see the 5-minute. Ooh, see? Failing to break above on the 5-minute at the minute. That's not to say that we can't. You know, it's not to say that we're not going to go up. It just means at the minute. So did the 15-minute candle close? Okay, 15-minute candle closed, but it closed above 0.600. It closed above our 30-minute level. So the buys are very much still valid. Very much still valid. Right, I somehow need to set an auto BE without it ruining my trade. 5 minute breaking above the highs. It's going to be really tricky. I sort of need...
You want to be active, don't you?
Yeah, but I've got to get changed. Right, I'm going to have to watch it on my phone.
There's 1 minute closing above.
Might run off now.
Coming up now.
Here we go. 5 minutes now, pushing bullish at this point. We're moving up over here on the 5 minute. It's pretty good. Got back around like four pips. As soon as I get my stops to break even, it's gonna be very easy at that point. 15 minute, 30 minute, 30 minutes now back bullish. Yeah, so the rule, basically the rule of thumb for this trade is if the 30 minute closes back below 0.600, we close the damn trade. If the 15 minute candle finishes bullish, then you hold the trade. You know, but we want that obviously break even target at 0.700. 5 minutes still moving up. Yeah, I think we'll continue at this point. 5 minute looks too good to find rejection at the minute. What you done there? You gonna break even?
Nah, I'm setting a partial TP at about 770, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're moving up over here to the...
And try and let it run to 850, the rest.
Okay. So back up about 6 pips at this point. We're filling that 15 minute wick. So it's a little bit more and then we can have a break even target here.
It's coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a sec. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. So we'll see how this trade gets on. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I don't need to go anywhere. A little bit more of a squeeze and then we are there.
Yeah, I've tried my stops now below 30 minute.
Okay.
It's coming back.
Yeah, no, I hear that one. Just need that little bit more of a push at this point. 5 minute looking strong. 15 minute also very strong. 30 minute is pushing back up to the highs at this point. Yeah, just a little bit more and then we can go break even. Okay guys, break even target is approaching.
Yep.
There we go, break even.
Yep.
Making this a risk-free setup. Oh, we got 10 pips. We got 10 pips over here. Beautiful. Stops to break even. 30 minute moving bullish. Hit 10 pips. Targets at 850.
Oh,
Job done.
Now it's flipped. Just needs to break the high at like 750.
Yep. Okay, right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes guys. Targets at 850. Gonna let it run to 850. But you can see right here, in that trade, had around 9.5, 10 pips at one point. So stops to at break even, and now we're gonna let the trade run. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Gold is also moving. I'll check out gold when I get back. Right, 2 seconds guys.
So yeah, guys, I know HTG ain't back yet, but I've just closed out my full position at 800. So it's about an 18 pip move there. That's pretty good. If you got in where the close was, that's about 20. So I feel like price definitely will push up to 850, but
hello.
on Monday, I feel like,
Yo, sorry. Who are you talking to?
I've just secured at 800.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm
still in.
I'm nearly there. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna secure now.
What I said, like Monday morning, just
19 pips. Yeah, let's bag up. Secured. Wow. So, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Caught. Beautiful trade. Oh, this is our close. 850's incoming. Yeah, because I was looking at my phone as I was getting ready, and I was like, yeah, we're coming into this 1 hour resistance as well at 8:30. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Probably gonna just secure there, and then yeah, that's it. Bagged up. Got 20 pips right here, guys. So if we go to let's go to history today, just so everybody can see. There's your history. Today's profits. Took the entries, showed you guys the entries, showed you guys putting stops to break even, discussed the whole analysis right on the live stream. We discussed every bit of this move, 4 hour analysis, what the 4 hour would look like, everything, 1 hour, 30 minute. So if you guys caught this trade, drop a like on the stream, drop a W in the chat, because we absolutely smashed it today. We caught 19, 20 pip move in a matter of 20 minutes, job done.
Yeah. Just had to be patient with the pullback.
Awesome. Our guys catching W's. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Beautiful. Right, guys, I'm gonna have to take off. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Oh, looks like gold's coming back above. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off. Got things to do. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks, well done to everyone who caught this move here today. And yeah, we're gonna see you guys in the morning. Hopefully we can get another win. So great win called out on the stream here. So yeah, well done everyone. Take care, and we'll see everyone tomorrow morning. Drop a like on the stream, guys. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Thanks everyone, take care, see you tomorrow.